Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the F1 2025 My Team Series. We are headed here to the lovely circuit of Silverstone in the UK. This is what, round number 12? So after the end of this one, we'll be halfway through season number 1. We're on the heels of a pretty decent performance in Austria. That being said, the AI has typically been very strong around Silverstone, and we're playing where we don't change the AI based on the track. So, could be a rough weekend for us. But let's take a look, see if we got any interesting messages. It does look like we're going to have rain in qualifying, which is going to make things quite interesting. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a look at kind of relative performance, but yeah, it should rain all throughout qualifying. Let's go ahead and get power unit components dialed in to what we should. We can use that MGUH for probably one more race safely. Turbocharger's good. Control electronics are good. We'll get, round 12. Gearbox 12. So, as we know, rainy qualifying is not my forte, but we'll see what we can do with it. Let's get to it.
Welcome along, everybody, to a venue that was built for speed. Once an airfield, now one of the finest racetracks in the world. It's qualifying day here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
Here we are out on the rainy circuit for our first runs of qualifying here. Intermediate tire conditions, not full wets, but as always, finding what the grip level is and where it's going to be is always tricky around here. Turn 1 typically flat out in the dry. I'm going to guess probably a lift downshift. Probably could have used a tap of brakes. But it's all about, we are fueled for multiple flying laps. We'll have plenty of battery. We've sent the car out with 5 laps of fuel on board, which means should be able to go 3 flying laps in a row before we have to come back in. And who knows, maybe the weather will change for us. But right now, the rain is falling. The track is pretty low grip, and you can see the gap that we're losing to the car ahead of us. Let's see what Cops is probably a 5th gear corner, honestly. A little more aggressive turn in. Out through the famous Maggots, Beckett's Chapel complex. All about just kind of sliding the car through here and trying to just meander its way around the track. A 38.3 is the early time to beat. We are going to be nowhere near that, because we are very deep there. And well, there's the 38, so that's how far off the pace we are. We're like going to be like 5 seconds off. Yeah, 5 seconds off from the 44s. See if our second lap we can't identify some opportunities here. The AI is just obscenely strong in the wet. And I've definitely been seeing reports from other players indicating that's the same. So, you know, the whole Monaco earlier in the season where we basically got lapped by the cars ahead of us. That's just kind of how fast the AI is in the wet compared to us. You know, quite a bit more aggressive on the overtake button this lap as well. That's really what's benefiting us a lot of this time. Found 2.5, but we are still significantly off the mark. Got enough fuel for one more flying lap. Let's see what we can do.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
Nothing like a big old slide coming out of left field there.
The rain looks like it's going to be getting much lighter over the next 10 to 15 minutes. There should be more grip, but don't expect a dry track yet. We've dropped to P11.
Lost quite a bit of time on that one. That final sector was not pretty. Here we are back out again. You can see there's a bit of a drying line starting to form. The rain's still falling, but we should have a little bit more grip on this line than we did last time. Of course, we go sliding off the track to start the lap, so that's probably not going to help lap time all that much. But you can see, mistake included, we already made like a quarter of a second in that first sector, not using the overtake button at the moment. Save that for after we get an idea of what this track is. So that's a little wide out there. Still got to get the car slowed well down for Brooklands. Same thing, getting off the corner of left field there. We need to really stay in this track. If we wander outside of it, we lose a lot of grip. There's a 6th gear corner now. You can see plenty of time found there. Okay, there's a little something to work with. Final sector is where pretty much all of our losses come in. Dropped, I've been in P22 since I left the garage. Come on, man. Let's hustle this one a bit more. You see, found about half a second already. Being a lot more conservative on the entry to Brooklands yielded some pretty good dividends there. Little messy, just had to ease it out to hold it on track so he wouldn't invalidate. This is at the very least a passable lap. Nobody else is taking to the track except for Jack Doohan there, who has set the pole position time. So track has improved significantly, but nobody's going to take advantage of it. Let's see if we can find something. Just about started the lap in time. See if we can get ourselves into the top 10 or something, huh?
We've dropped to P15.
We had a pretty poor final sector in the last run. Let's see if we can improve it. A little bit of improvement on that lap. Where's that put us? P11, all right. Not a terrible starting position considering the conditions.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
It is really sad that I needed such better conditions to still go 2 seconds slower than pole position, but hey, it is what it is. Their AI is just insane in the wet at the moment. And they're really good in the last sector also of this track. So we're probably going to go backwards in this race, but let's see what we can do.
Welcome to not only the home of British motorsport, but also the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, a classic on the calendar, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of Silverstone Circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey, but the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Jack Doohan lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Russell, Lando Norris, and Antonelli, Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton, and Liam Lawson, Martins, Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg, and Albon, Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Ollie Behrman, and Esteban Ocon, Pierce, Bortoletto, Hadja, and Oscar Piastri rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Well, they've done so well this year, the 11th team, but that means that next year could be that little bit tougher because, as we all know, the better you do, the higher you finish in the championship, the less development time in the wind tunnel you get the following season.
Very good, Crofty, very good. And that's exactly true. You know, they'll have a lot more time than teams that have done better than them in the championship, and it all adds up. That extra time you can spend in the wind tunnel, that's performance. And the top teams would be loving, wishing that they had that time, but it goes to this team. It hasn't been easy for them, like you say, but there is that silver lining.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So the pit lane here is very slow and very long and is probably going to be just a nightmare to traverse. So the idea is that one stop is a requirement. I don't necessarily trust the soft medium. I think I'm going to really punish the front left. So we're going to go the conservative strategy. Mediums onto hards. It'll conserve a set of soft tires for us as well. It's still not too much slower than our primary strategy. Let's get our fuel level set. I think 49.6 is what practice said. But yeah, I think we can just about get after it. Simple setup. Go a little earlier than everybody else, hopefully, and try and get that one stop. Medium onto hard. Potentially get an undercut in, but it's always going to be a tough track here. Here we are on the grid with the 5 red lights. Pretty long hold, but there the lights are out and away we go, and we've managed to get just ahead of the Ferraris on the way into turn 1 by taking the wide outside line. Now we're getting real dangerous. Diving up the inside, always an interesting couple of corners to start the race here at Silverstone. And we have just about kicked our way through some dangerous territory at the start here. Really got to fight with the coldish tires and the heavy fuel loads to start. And I'm under no delusions that I'm going to be able to hang with these cars. Woo, a big moment there. We're using basically all of our battery here on this first lap. Try and see if we can't steal some DRS from the quicker cars ahead of us. The third sector is always going to be critical here. The AI much better through the third sector than I am. So Jack Doohan is making an interesting case in this top 5. His surprise pole position essentially putting him quite well out of position compared to the rest. And oh, dirty air. And we've already picked up 1 track limits warning. If we're not careful, we will be in serious trouble with track limits. This is a track where you do not want to be picking up penalties. It's relatively easy to pick them up here too. I think Jack is doing us a huge favor out there, creating a bit of a battle ahead. Here's Doohan wide off the road. We get a run onto the curb, around the outside, into Maggots and Beckett's. Boy, are we gambling around here today. That's all I got in the battery. He's going to probably try and re-attack, but I think we're just going to hold him off. Yellow flag's behind one of the Ferraris.
Green flag.
Is that the Ferrari dropping back? Somebody's dropping back. Yeah, one of the Ferraris dropping back into the pit lane. We're up into fourth, but we got Russell running away from us. We got Doohan on our gearbox, and we don't have a whole lot of battery left to fight with. Have a suspicion we will not be in fourth place for too much longer. Goal here is to minimize the damage. Doohan's probably going to sail clear of us. Can we hold the inside and not let the McLaren through? It looks like we've just about done it.
The position, that's us down a place.
Another set of yellow flags around. Okay. A little off track there, but lucky not to get a warning. We're already sitting on one track limits warning. Picking up a second at this early stage of the race would be devastating. And yeah, I think we're just going to let Norris through here. It's really just taking too much battery to hold him off. Yellow flags again. What do we got? Aston Martin parked up on the side. Fernando Alonso out of the race as well. Norris shaping for a move on the young Australian ahead, and he'll get that job done without too much effort. Big wheel spin moment for us coming out of left field. A little run for Leclerc behind us, but the dirty air really tough to navigate at the moment. Car is just washing out like crazy.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Yeah, those tires are getting pretty toasty. Cover the exit.
Yellow flag. The track is clear, green flag.
See, I'd love to be setting up an attack on Doohan into Stowe. But the attack I get from Leclerc behind on the way into Copse, just, I have to burn so much battery to prevent him from attacking me there that I don't have any left for the run to Stowe. Although he is on me now. Oh, come on. Why are you sticking your nose there? All you've done is cost us both huge amounts of time. Ah! It's not how I needed that to go. Come on, just a little more distance. Nope. No DRS help.
Okay, safety car deployed. Safety car's been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Joshua's coming in for his stop.
That was quite the kerfuffle on the way into the pits, it looks like. Oh, and did we catch the safety car? No! We didn't get the leader? Wait, no, the leader is ahead of the safety car. Why are we not passing the safety car? Alright, into the pit lane we go. Lost a good chunk of time behind the safety car because it picked up Leclerc instead of the leader. Joshua might be ahead of us by the time we come out of the pits.
Okay, let's go now. Come on. That was a fantastic stop. Faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Back to green flags.
Okay, clear. Tyre condition still looking good. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Might just hold on to DRS here. That'll probably be the only DRS we get, though. Battery's cooked. He's doing gets by us pretty easy on this next straight. Not sure what that line through that corner was.
Okay,
I
be aware the
think
car
I'm
behind is catching you by 5/10 a lap. 5
lucky
tenths.
to not have damage to the wing from that. We got 2 cars behind us that went softs. I would guess that they probably need to take another stop before the end of this one. I don't think there's any shot they get to the end on softs. But for the next couple of laps, they are going to be putting us under significant pressure with the better tires. So my only hope here is that when that Ferrari passes me, it doesn't hold me up. Just fully turned in on me there. Jesus. That was one of those kind of things I did not need.
Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
I lost DRS. Ah! Just about held on to it. By the tiniest bits of battery left, we score some points ahead of the Alpine. Whew. That was a tight little finish there, and it looks like Joshua scored some points as well, which is fantastic.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
And once all the hard work is over, and after lap of brilliant racing, it's time now to celebrate with our podium trio. One of the all-time greats celebrates yet again. It's another podium, it's another top step for Max Verstappen. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
You know, for being one of the tougher tracks against the AI, we did well to score some points, even move forward. Joshua Pierce as well scoring points. That's fantastic. Antonelli unfortunately dropped his way back down the order by a significant margin. Lawson with 3 stops. Wonder, he must have got caught up in that melee that caused the safety car. Where does that put us as a team? We are, Victor Martins is up to P8 in the Drivers' Championship. Joshua Pierce has picked up another point to edge just a little bit closer to Jack Doohan in P14. As a team, we are now only 5 points back of the Williams outfit, so just about creeping up on them, thanks to the retirement from Carlos Sainz, and Albon finishing just behind Joshua outside the points. Pretty decent British Grand Prix weekend. Let's head back to HQ. Always with the cost of repairs. Oh well. Hey, we won a rivalry with Aston Martin. Oh, cool. Those are usually good. All right, workforce accolades. And we hit fan rating 3. All right. I think that opens up some new sponsor slots for us. So we'll do some additional card decoration. I totally forgot to view the details, but that's fine.
Great news. The development of a part is complete and it's now ready for fitting. Be sure to visit the Assign Upgrades screen when you have a moment.
A lot of stuff got done there. Let's check out the activities. We do have quite a bit of time to work with. We do definitely have to get this training done. And let's just go ahead and cash in on some of the recruitment drives. Make sure we're topped up on personnel like we should be. Engineering, let's make sure that we have... Okay, we do have all of our breakthroughs completed. Let's just go ahead and go chassis development blitz and aero development blitz. Let's just get some of this stuff finished off. And then we don't really need development stuff. So let's just go ahead and do a research blitz there as well. Personnel, let's give it driver wellness. Keep the driver team going. We don't really need the focus sessions. And talent discovery, that'll be good. And let's increase the driver contract talks. And lastly, let's keep secondary sponsor discovery and raise the fan ratings there. Merchandise push. Okay, it's a good set of activities there. What do we have as far as messages? Solid weekend. Beat the rivalry. Fantastic. Over 420 people. So boosts in fan recognition. Title sponsor. Oh, title sponsor's gone up some more too. Love it. And yeah, testing regulations change. Owner training. Let's go ahead. That one's in progress because we want to get that fan outreach. Let's get title sponsor loyalty. Let's get that one ready. Can I actually make... Yeah, let's drop that off and let's get this other training done, actually. Wonderful. Ooh, engineering, we got lots going on here. Durability breakthrough, love it. And I think, is that another... Yes, phase 2 unlocked. That's good. So facility improvements are ready. But let's see what we can do research-wise. We do have something in the pipeline in Aero already. Same with chassis. Completed some research in powertrain. Let's keep working on... Let's get a little extra power here. And durability, we are not currently developing anything, so let's go ahead and let's get the MGU-H reliability underway. I think that's the thing that's kind of getting a little more beat up than the rest. Developments. Beam wing is done. Failed arrow covers, though. That's not great. We can get both of those rocking and rolling now, though. Chassis, 2 days left on those. Okay, durability, we got a completed turbo, so let's go ahead and get this energy store development going. Wonderful, wonderful. Component management, how is Joshua doing? Fine there, fine there, fine there. Fine there. Okay. Just get that new one up. Oh wait, that's me. Ha, no wonder it's all fine. Okay, that's cooked. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Probably one more race. And then that one's cooked. So, Joshua's about to start having to take some grid penalties this season. We're going to play where we must complete all Phase 1 developments before doing Phase 2. So what do we got here? Let's continue to build up the development expansions, because that typically seems to be the one slowing us down. 3 days, 11 days, so we're not quite there on those yet. Nothing we can really do here. And we'll take the customizations off screen, but we will advance time. Ooh, ECU development has failed. Looks like we're getting a pause for an event.
Most satisfying.
Nice. So what do we got here? Oh, nice. Engineering phase 2. We get some extra resource points. That's, I mean, 100 is kind of chump change, but no big deal. Let's, while we're here, continue to work our way through, finish the Halo research. Let's get some more front downforce. Chassis still in progress, still in progress. Still in progress, okay. Do we have development slots available now? Great. Wheel rims finally have come through for everyone. Chassis, we got some roll dampers, nice. So we got a little extra tire wear improvement. The failed ECU doesn't help. We'll go ahead and restart that one. And durability's in progress. It does mean we have some upgrades to assign. We are going to go ahead and give the drag reduction to Joshua, and we are going to take the tire wear. Looks like we're still just behind Alpine, ahead of Haas, Sauber, and V-Carb. Okay, personnel improvement has completed. Wonderful, wonderful. And did we hit phase 2? We have hit phase 2. Nicely done. Moving up quite well. We got plenty of money to spend. And let's go ahead and get this enabled, because it allows us to buy 2. Oh, we can afford to do a second. Well, in that case, let's get development expansion powertrain going as well. That's right, I forgot we already paid for that one. And that's all good. So let's advance some more. Ooh, MGUH research delay.
Another day, another milestone. Good job.
Okay, what are you just gonna... Okay, workforce hire rate, fantastic. Keep the pipeline running. Nice. Monocoque structure research is done. Let's start this next tire wear development. Or research, rather. And I think we have to restart. Okay, we can get the Halo going. That's fine, that's fine. Okay. Still need to get this second ECU built now. Now let's get this other energy store underway. We have an upgrade to us, 2 upgrades to assign. So let's go improved energy store to Pierce, ECU to Victor, and advance some more.
Okay, boss. Advanced talks have gone well, I must say. We're now at the stage where we can meet face-to-face again with them if you'd like. The agenda today will be trying to reduce some of their expectations, get a better deal for us. And, of course, we can always delay.
Yeah, let's go to the meeting. Let's see what we get from him here. Hello, Victor. 77% chance to sign. Okay, that's fine. 2.3, sixth in the constructors, or a 1.3 million penalty. We've got the fan rating. We've got the engineering workforce vehicle performance we should be able to get to. So we're progressing well with Victor. I would expect we should be able to re-sign him pretty
Getting
easily.
close to an alignment with their side now. There's still a long way to go, and obviously before we sign anything, we need to iron out the details. We still haven't begun formal contract talks. Still just preliminary discussion. I don't want to jinx it, so I'll let you know what happens.
Thanks, Andrew. Let's see if we finished another building upgrade. We did. Development expansion is good. So we can... development failed on the roll dampers. That's unfortunate. 30 days. That's a long build time for that. Ooh, it's going to be a while before we see that. And then we can get another development expansion. Yep. Let's keep that rolling. And we can do another... yeah, let's keep the XP going. Okay. Are we going to get to the Belgian Grand Prix? Yay!
Hey,
Research
Chief,
completed.
We've got multiple parts out of research. Don't forget to develop them.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
got
yeah.
performance sitting on the table
back it
that
up.
we could be getting into the car.
Messages, anything good? Okay, rumors about Victor Martins, that's fine. We're looking to keep him around. Okay, development expansion for powertrain is done. Lovely, lovely. Nice. Ignition coils is completed. Let's go back to... Let's get some... let's go back to fuel efficiency. Let's get some of that development or research going. I think we now have an extra development slot for powertrain, which is great. Start to get let's get the rotors going. Let's get that ERS one running. And boy, we are just improving this facility like crazy. Owner XP, let's get it. Okay, we're up to the race weekend. I'm gonna go fiddle with the car for a second and be right back before we head off to the next race weekend. There we go. A few more labels have been put onto this bad boy. On the front wing, on the nose, one up under the right or front suspension, extra slingshot logo there. We got a side of the halo bit from Venus as well. So yeah, starting to look like a real mess of numbers. I think that's kind of how it's going to be for a first year team. Probably season 2 we'll get some real slick looking livery that like works together. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all for joining me once again. I will catch you guys next time. Peace.